Hello, my beautiful friends. Today I want to share my experience 10 days in silence, which I had during Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2020. And one of my dreams came true because I always wanted to escape Christmas and New Year's Eve, but never knew how. And then I got the opportunity to get a place at Dhamma Madhura. That's a ashram in Tamil Nadu in India, and to be in silence for 10 days. So within the next moments, I'm going to share all my experiences. I have a little structure, but to be honest, thoughts are popping up, and maybe I jump from one topic to the next topic because it's still integration time for me. It's only been 5 days. So first of all, what is Vipassana? It's an Indian tradition to meditate, and I've been meditating for a couple of years, like very traditional types of meditation techniques. And Vipassana is different. It is a way of self-transformation through self-observation, and it focuses on a deep interconnection between mind and body, which can be experienced directly by disciplined attention to the physical sensation that form the life of the body and that continuously interconnect and condition the life of the mind. It is really, it is this observation-based, self-exploratory journey to the common root of mind and body that dissolves mental impurity, resulting in a balanced mind full of love and compassion. And this was a very nice motivation for myself to purify my mind. And there is this Indian platform where to register. You cannot just go there. You really need to apply and register on an official website. It's called www.dhamma.org. And there are all the traditional Vipassana meditation ashrams registered, like really all over the world. And some say when you register, you have to wait for 2 weeks to get a reply. You have at least 2 to 3 months waiting time. And you know me, most of you know me, I don't believe in this because I go with energy, and I knew if I register, I get a spot right away. So I was in my yoga teacher training, and our philosophy teacher, he told me, you should do this while you are here in India. And then at the same day, I registered, and the same day I got a confirmation, and on the same morning I got the confirmation. So I was in, and then I knew from the universe, okay, it's my time to go. So I got this spot during Christmas and New Year's Eve, 10 days in complete silence. And I was really, really nervous because I read about it, but I think I never really had a clear picture what it is about. And for sure, Vipassana is something you really have to experience this on your own, right? You can read about it, you can listen to someone's experiences, but it's still so far away from your own experience. It's really an adventure on all levels. And I talked to some people in advance, and most of the people said, it's going to be very, very difficult, especially the pain in your body, and to be silent. And what does it mean? 10 days, no eye contact with other people, no talking, no reading, no writing, no exercising, no speaking. I think you can imagine it somehow on your mind, but when you experience, it's going to be really something different. You just sit there for 10 hours a day and meditate. And people ask me why I want to do Vipassana, and the first thing that came on my mind, it was because I'm afraid of it. Because I was afraid of meeting my true self. Because I knew when I'm by myself meditating, I knew I would face my own thoughts, my deepest thoughts, my true self. And I was afraid of it, but at the same time, it told me I'm just afraid of meeting my greatness. Because meeting yourself, why should I be afraid of? Because I was basically afraid of meeting my inner goddess. But she is so big and shining and yeah, I think you know what I mean when I express this. I just knew it would bring me on a different level, like physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, environmentally as well, because it has an impact on my business, on my family. I mean, let's face it, I was not reachable for 10 days. For nobody, not for my clients, not for my twin sister, not for my family and friends. I was just gone. And this is an opportunity I really wanted to create for myself, because my phone is always on. I'm always reachable for my clients and family and friends. But I was also tired of it. So it was also kind of a holiday. And yeah, how was the journey? So I got there in Dhamma Madhura. That was the place in Tamil Nadu. And when I got there, to be honest, I was really shocked in the beginning, because it was a very old building, very old space. And yeah, to me, it was really like back to the basics, like from the equipment, from the building, from the whole process, the registration process. Everything was so old school. And what I noticed is there were way more men. Like, I think in total we were 85 people. And from out of this 85 people, there were 65 men and only 20 women. And I was the only European. There were only Indians. Most of them were from Bangalore, which really amazed me. Why? I was so curious why they want to be on this journey. What are their hopes? Why do they do this? It's a different culture, different purpose than me as a German, as a European, as a very free and independent woman. So when I got there, I had so many questions, but it felt like when you go to this place, the Vipassana already started. So the atmosphere really has an impact on you, even though you still were allowed to speak in the beginning, of course. And it showed me when I got there to slow down, because the process was different. I mean, I'm from Germany. I know how a running system works, a good running system, but I really had to wait for a long time. And yeah, I got there and they gave you a number and they asked you to wait, and I just waited for a long time, to be honest. And yeah, it was a mixture between being impatient, being nervous, being curious. And I just sat there and watched the people. I sent last messages, I checked social media, I checked my emails, and this is exactly what I wanted to have a break of, right? And yeah, so then it was my turn, and then I figured out I have to share my room with someone else. And to be honest, this freaked me out. Not only because it's, how do I say? No offense to anyone, but these are two things: sharing a room with a stranger and sharing a room with an Indian person. And I was not willing to share my room with anyone, because I had no idea how I behave during those 10 days. And I really, I'm missing the English word. I told them very clear, I'm not sharing this room. So maybe my German temper already came out. So at the end, I didn't have to share my room, which was really a gift. But this was also something about me, how I reacted. I didn't like about myself. I got stressed. I got nervous. And somehow I felt being selfish. But yeah, this is a part of me. Apparently, I'm also, yeah, I can also fall in love with, and I can see how I can deal with this in the future. If maybe I will do another Vipassana, maybe next year or so, if I'm more willing to share my room or not. But to be honest, in my very first Vipassana, I was so relieved that I didn't have to share this room. And yeah, so I got my room, and this was the next shock because there was this little room with 2 mattresses, which apparently were not new. It was everything was so super, super simple. So there was nothing in this room. No chair, no table, nothing. I mean, apparently you don't need it. But somehow, again, I apparently had some expectations. And I got into this room. There were these 2 mattresses. I had a disgusting pillow over there. And a bathroom which was not very clear. And I think I got tears in my eyes and I was ready to run away. But it was a reminder, okay, Jessie, back to basics. What standard are you used? What standard are you attached to? So I already started talking to myself why I want to do this, why I should stay, for what I should already be thankful for. I mean, I got this place, this room, super, super spontaneous. Yeah, this is always a reason. So I started talking to myself and said, okay, just stay, be calm. And everybody had to bring their own covers for the sheet and the blankets and stuff. And I could organize it while I'm on my trip to India. I organized myself a thin blanket and a cover sheet for my pillow. At the end, I didn't use a pillow because I think it was disgusting, but yeah, this is just me. Then I went back to the registration, and the people, they were so, so friendly. They really felt, okay, this is her first Vipassana, and they really tried to make it as comfortable as possible for me. Super friendly. And they sent us to the main dining hall. At the beginning, we ate all together, like men and women together. Some of them ate on the floor. We got a very simple chair, and there was no separate table. We basically had like a huge, I don't know how to say in English, but when you sit down, you basically face a wall. Yeah, you don't look around, you face a wall and concentrate on your eating. But this was not the case on our first day, so we still could talk to each other and be curious and check other people. And this was a nice Indian food. I don't know the names of the food we had, but they made it eatable also for me. Like, I'm someone who doesn't eat spicy at all. And so basic Indian food, and I was hungry when I got there, and I really appreciated that I already got food when I got there. And I think at 4 p.m. we finished our food, we put our stuff in a room, and then we met in a different hall where we got an introduction from everybody, like about rules, and that from now on we get separated in the man groups and the female group. And I was surprised. I didn't expect this, to be honest, that there's a strict separation between male and female, also the areas. So I was not allowed to walk over male area, even outside, and the men were not allowed to walk in the female distriction. And the meditation hall also had several entrances, like an entrance for the men, an entrance for the female students, and also an entrance for the male teacher and a separate entrance for the female teacher. So I did not know that this was so structured and so strict, but it was nice to experience it this way. And yeah, so in the evening time, we were all asked to be in silence now. Also to wear proper clothes, like cover the shoulders, cover the chest. Pants should be over our knees, and not too much distraction, of course. And yeah, then we also had to hand over our phone and laptop, any reading and writing material. We got lockers. Everybody got lockers. And this was, also very organized. I had my own locker with their own number. I also got my own number where I eat every day, and like in the dining hall. And I also had my number where I meditate in a meditation hall. So very good organized. And what to mention as well, when I registered, I got a very long email with all the instructions and everything. So there was no place, like, how do I say, there were no, every question was answered. Like, I didn't have any open questions before I got there and when I got there, because they made it so clear in their email response, and also during the Vipassana itself. And this was also like a first learning. Just trust the process. They will guide you, Jessie. Yeah, you don't have to control anything. Just go with the flow. This was also a nice learning. Trust the people, trust the process, trust this place, trust your why. Yeah. And yeah, how did my daily plan look like? We got up at 3:45. We had time to brush our teeth and wash our face and everything. And then from 4:30 to 6:30, we started our first meditation. So we started with 2-hour meditation. And then you had breakfast from 6:30 to 7. And we really got asked to have this breakfast in the time asked. Because all the people who work there voluntary, they also need to eat, and they will eat after they serve the food for us. And then they also could have had some time to rest. So we ate from 6:30 to 7. Then we had some time to rest, 50 minutes. Most of the students, they washed their clothes. Some of them kept meditating. And some of them just rest and took a nap. And from 8 to 11, we kept meditating. At 11, there was lunch, and from 12 to 1, we could consult the teachers for any questions regarding meditation, only regarding meditation, or take some rest. And from 1 to 5, we kept meditating, always like each hour, a 5-minute break in between. Then from 5 to 5:30, there was dinner, and from 5:30 to 6, we had some rest, and from 6 to 7, we kept meditating. From 7 to 8, we had a discourse from the guru. Genka is his name, and every evening for an hour we listened to him about Vipassana, about the tradition, about the technique, especially about the process, about the inner process, which was very nice and helpful. Because sometimes, I really thought he talked about my own individual process, and then I realized everybody is going through the same process, like the body pain, the mental challenge, the physical challenge, the emotional challenge. And it was very nice to listen to him. And from 8:15 to 9, we had our last meditation. And from 9:30 to the next morning at 4, there was resting time, sleeping time. And it was very challenging, to be honest. Like, my mood was so different. Every day it was very, very different. And the first day it was like, that was easy. I can do this for the next 9 days. I felt very good, very motivated. And the second day I already had tears in my eyes because of my physical pain, because you sit in a cross-leg position on this one pillow with 85 other people and you are just not allowed to move. Your only task is to concentrate on your breathing, to concentrate on your breath, to not open your eyes and do a specific body scan. And it's, I did some meditation before, and the longest I could sit was about 1.5 hours. But when you sit for 2 hours on a break, then come back for another hour, 5 minutes break, go back, meditate for another hour, then have another 5 minutes break, so back and forth. It's like, oh, my body was aching all over. And this is where the real magic happens, because you get restless, you create frustration and anger and sadness because you want to escape the pain. And this is where the magic happens, because you get aware of what you are actually addicted to. Like, oh, this addicting feeling, I want to get rid of those pain feelings. Instead, I want to have this relieving feelings. Like, both is addiction. What I learned is how to accept everything that comes up. Pain, sadness, frustration, and observe, neutrally observe, and turn the pain into the breathing. And I was also thinking in between, like especially until the 6th day, how can I make it easy for me? I don't want to quit. I don't want to. I actually never thought about it. I was more thinking of, okay, how can I go through it? How can I accept? How can I observe? And then I got myself more pillows. From time to time, I figured out which position is more comfortable for myself. And there were times I moved, I came back to breathing, I started talking to myself. Of course, I also opened my eyes in between and see how the other people are dealing with. And I always had this feeling, no one else is moving. I'm the only one moving. Why is it only me having those challenges? But to be honest, everyone else felt like this. When I talked to other people at the end, they went through the same process. And what was easy? To be honest, after the 6 days, I really thought, okay, I make it. And this is what also the guru said in the discourse in the evening. When you make it through the 6th day, you will finish it. And from those 20 women who attended, there was only one woman who quit. And I think this is just a huge, it's a great number. Yeah, and even though when you quit, it really doesn't matter, because I know people who quit, and I know people who did it a second and third time and then finished it. This is totally okay, because you are always in a different state of being, and it's not a failure when you decide for yourself, hey, I'm not going to finish it because of those reasons, etc. You always have another chance to do it again. So there is no failure, And I talked to people who did not finish it, and the good thing is, they did not beat themselves up. I mean, what do you want to prove? Is it to prove it to the world that you can do it, or is it really to, enjoy your own process, trust your own process? And when the process says, hey, just go after the 6th day, it's okay, So, personal me, I realized, no, I make it through. I had this whole trust in me. I make it through the process. Of course, there were some challenges, but yeah, I do it anyway. And this is my life motto. Yeah, if there are challenges, if there's some pain, if I'm afraid or whatever, I do it anyway. Because after this, there's such a huge amount of release. And yeah, it felt very good. What was a big challenge for me was, and maybe this is an Indian culture thing, all the noises other people made. Yeah, like with the nostril, cleaning the nose, cleaning the throat, like, this kind of noises, especially the men. And this really annoyed me. And I knew I couldn't say anything to the teachers like, excuse me, can you tell the other people to be more quiet and not to be so disgusting? I need to focus on my breathing. I need to focus on my meditation. I couldn't do it. And I had to deal with it by myself. And this is it. Everything that distracts me from the outside, I cannot control. I really had to deal by myself with it. And at some point, I start dealing with it. Especially during Christmas time and New Year's Eve, there was also some music playing from the outside. It never was really quiet because I'm just in a Dhamma Madhura, in a Vipassana meditation center. There were dogs barking, there was Christmas music playing, because let's face it, where is a very, very quiet room? Where's a very quiet place? Where can you find it? So I had to this was my challenge, to still deal with noises from the outside. And to be honest, this was not even the noisy place outside. The real noise comes from the inside, because when it gets quiet in the outside, you really realize what's noisy, and that's your voice, your inner voice. I really thought, how can I stop my monkey mind? And my monkey mind is never quiet. Yeah. When I wanted to focus on the breathing and on my body and on my sensations, my monkey mind wanted to distract me. It started telling me any stories. It says, hey, look, there's something itchy on your nose. There's some pain in your legs. We cannot focus. We have to do something. We have to move. And these are all the addictions. So my monkey mind was really telling me my real thoughts. And I also got visualizations. There was one point in those 10 days where I was so tired of keeping my eyes closed, because there were so many pictures coming up, so many strong visualizations. And those pictures and visualizations, they were actually showing me what I was afraid of, what I was still worrying about, what I didn't trust in and stuff. So I had to also let this happen. And this was an inside of me. Personal me, I started categorizing my thoughts, because it was always about the same. Either it was always about the past, or it was something I worry about the future. And so I categorized them in 4 categories. It was about success, money, love, and sex. So either it was about the past or about the future, and it was either about those 4 categories. And yeah, this was a huge insight. What do I always think about from the past? What do I always worry about in the future? And I had so many great thoughts. I created the next version about myself. I think I'm going to do a next recording about this, about my next version. But there's, so many big thoughts about the future. And especially also about my emotions. Yeah, I also thought I felt lonely. I wanted to be loved. What did I miss? And there were moments where I missed friends, where I especially missed a hug and a kiss and just being loved. Sometimes I felt very lonely in those 10 days. But that's okay, because I didn't judge myself for feeling lonely. or that I wanted to have sex, or that I wanted to have a normal hug, or whatever. And at the end, I would do it again. I mean, I know exactly that I'm going to do it again, because it just brought me so many insights about myself, about my business, about my friends and family. When I got out of Vipassana, I contacted my people and I really told everyone who was important to me that I loved them. Yeah. And I will do it again, for sure. And it just changed the picture about myself and all of my sensations and emotions. And it was very funny when we got out of the Vipassana. The first thing I did, I smiled. I smiled at other people. I looked at other people in the eyes, and this was something I really missed. Smiling and laughing out loud, because this is my pure nature. I love it so much to smile and laugh out loud. And it was so nice to see the other women smiling and also being happy that it was over, because 10 days is a long time. And yeah, how do I have any tips? Just do it. Yeah, so if I have any tips, I think for everybody it's individually. I personally would really prepare, stop worrying. Yeah. When I decided to do the 10-day meditation retreat, I got nervous. I also had, I don't know, not nightmares, but I was worrying too much what could happen. Don't talk to too many people about it, because every experience is so individual. Just don't worry. You will be guided. You have an inner guidance, and there are people who guide you. Yeah, so don't worry. This is the second tip. Commit to it. Yeah, when you do the preparation and during the meditation retreat, commit yourself. Yeah. Yes, you can do some research. I mean, it's a tough challenge, but it's doable when you commit. It's really your own personal journey. Yeah. Some preparation is learn. Yeah, maybe it's good to meditate in advance. Do some sitting meditation. Maybe longer meditation. This is nice to do. Yeah, maybe 10 minutes a day is also already helping. Yeah, but I would practice sitting meditation. I also would, talk to yourself in a good way, yeah? Because I started blaming myself. You could have done better, you could have prepared better, whatever. So just, maybe I get lost now, but maybe blaming is the wrong word, but turn the word blaming into observation, yeah? Before anything comes into blaming, just learn to observe yourself during the day, whatever you do, because this is what you learn in the meditation. Yeah, I hope that was clear now. Get comfortable clothes. Yeah, when you meditate, especially when you wear pants, not that they are not too tight around your belly. Get very comfortable. Also depends if you do it during the weather seasons. Maybe it's warmer or it's colder. Get yourself a nice scarf to wrap around your shoulders, long pants, and really comfortable clothes. Also prepare yourself for digital detox. If you have business going on, just get everything wrapped up, because you really don't want to worry about your business. Inform anyone who needs to know that you are not reachable, and just do this in advance, digital detox. Don't leave any arrangements open. Don't do anything last minute. Just prepare yourself. And maybe you want to regulate your nervous system. Go to sleep early, because you have to really get up at 4 a.m. in the morning, which is not It's easy. For me, it was easy, but maybe for some it's not, yeah? And what else? Yeah, maybe you want to give yourself some silent time in between, like before. Yeah, an hour or two. Just practice to be silent before. And other than this, just enjoy it, trust the process. It's like the Vipassana, I know it's donation based, so just donate whatever you want, yeah? Maybe in India you would donate different than you would donate in Germany. There is Vipassana in the whole world. Just check out the page dhamma.org. It's really, really interesting and different everywhere you go. And if you have any questions right now, because maybe I left something out, just contact me. I'm very open to answer every question. And yeah, looking forward to hear from you. Maybe you have some feedback. Maybe you want to share your own experience. I'm very curious about your experience and about your insights. Yeah, sending you a big hug and talk to you soon. Mwah.